then, right, I'm going to use the Smitten collection today for the YouTube hop. Do pop on over to Traci's blog where you'll find a list of all the participants in the blog, and also there's a list of the participants at the bottom in the information on this blog. I've roughly laid out how I want to do this layout today and took a photograph of it on my iPad. So that's roughly how I'm going to do it. I want to use the pattern cards and the journaling cards. These two bits are going to be the photos, and I've put a few clusters of embellishments. I'm going to do more than that, but that's my plan for today. So these are my two photos, and these are the cards I want to use, and I made my own pattern background paper using some watercolour paints that are actually shiny when the light's on it right, and those colours tone with the kit. And also I've sorted out my embellishments. I've got flowers, a couple of other bits there. These are from the digital kit, they're the little rosettes, they're rather lovely, and then hearts, other embellishments and some labels. So without any further ado, I'm going to put you on fast forward and we'll get this layout made. Except I've just realised I'm just about out of this tape, so I'll stick a couple of things down and then we'll have to change the tape. Okay then, here we go. So I realised I was speaking really fast at the beginning of this video, and the collection is the Smitten collection from Traci Reed, not SMITTEN as I said at the beginning. And as you can see here, I didn't use my ATG gun. I decided to use double-sided tape because that tends to stick a bit more firmly to a background that you've gessoed and then put watercolour on. I find that my ATG will stick to it, but then I can lift it off really easily, and I want this to last and not to lift off. So having applied double-sided tape to the back of each of the cards, I then used my T-square ruler to try and get them level across the page. I did eyeball the gap between the left hand one, the middle one, and then the right hand one, but I wanted to make sure that each card was level with the top of the other one, if you see what I mean. So I stuck them all down and then fiddled about with them, because that's what you do when you're trying to get everything equal and you've used your T-square ruler. You take the T-square ruler off and fiddle. So I liked how they were, so I grabbed the first photo and again used double-sided tape because some of the photo was being stuck onto that white card and I didn't want it to lift up again. So having stuck down both photos, I got this piece from the sticker pack, the Love Our Time Together, which is the title of this layout, and I raised that up on some foam pads to give a bit of depth to this. When you're using print and cut, the digital technique, you do have to be careful to do things like raising things up on foam pads and adding a little bit of extra texture, either by adding some stitching or roughing the edges up of the paper, because otherwise it can all look very flat. However, by adding foam pads, a few Nuvo drops, things like the glitter paint I've done in the background, it just gives that little bit of extra texture. I also used the rosettes from the digital collection, which in themselves look very 3D. That rosette there that I've just stuck down looks really 3D, and I liked how that really looked on this embellishment cluster, although I did raise it up a bit on some foam pads as well. So that's the bottom right embellishment cluster done. Moving up to the top left, again I used one of the rosettes, and I also used this postal truck because I absolutely love this. It got absolutely nothing to do with the layout. It's about my husband, so it's a love postal truck, so that'll do. And I wanted to put that onto this top left hand card. I've also used the flag and the donut heart. I love those donut hearts, they're really fun. I did use my ATG gun for sticking the embellishments down. I'm hoping that they will stick because most of them are onto the patterned cards, so that should be okay. With the flag here, I also added a bit of glue to it to make sure that it's stuck onto the white card that I've got behind. Going through the embellishments again, seeing what else I've got and what else I want to add on. I do like this balloon heart cluster and added that on, which gives just a little bit more height to that embellishment cluster in the bottom right, and now I wanted to do a little embellishment cluster around the photo of my husband. He's sitting on a train there actually. We went on a really lovely British Pullman train round the south of England last year. It was a retirement present for him, and we had afternoon tea on it, and it was one of the trains that they use on the Orient Express, and it was absolutely fantastic. If I had enough money, I would go on the Orient Express and do that sleeping thing, but I have not got that sort of money. I would love it. The service we had was absolutely superb. The food was out of this world. The worst thing was we were dressed up to the nines, and I had on peep-toe shoes, which rubbed my toes raw. So by the time we got back to where we live, I had plasters on plasters on plasters, because we'd done so much walking around London to get from the tube to the station we were going to. But it's a small price to pay. So back to the layout, and I love the flowers from this Smitten collection, and I wanted to include some of those. So I did another embellishment cluster. You can't have you could have too many embellishment clusters, but I really felt that this layout you could get away with another embellishment cluster, especially of these gorgeous flowers. So I made that at the top right hand corner on the photo of my husband, and also added some of the flowers to the bottom photo just to tie the flowers together. That middle card where I've got the title, I added a couple of hearts. One of the hearts is from the digital kit. Again, that looks 3D with the highlights on it. It's like an enamel heart. And so I put that on top of one of the hearts from the sticker pack. And then one of the tiny little hearts from the sticker pack as well. Having done that, I popped that little flower up on some foam, and then found a label to do my journaling. Didn't do much journaling on this. It didn't need much, just to say how much I loved him, trying to decide where I wanted to put the label, and I put it underneath the photo at the bottom here, which just balances everything out. These patterned cards and journaling cards are so lovely that I really felt that they needed their own layout just to showcase them all. So having done my journaling and stuck that down, I just tried some more embellishments out just to see if I wanted to add anything else to it, but decided no, I think that's it with the embellishments. But I grabbed my Nuvo drops. These are clear Nuvo drops, and I used them on the digital embellishments where they had like shiny marks on them to make it look more 3D and give them more depth, and it looks absolutely lovely when it dried. Then grabbed some gold Nuvo drops and put them round the edge of this brown rosette where it's got fake glitter on, and then picked a pink one and did that round the pink rosette as well. Again, that just gives it a bit more a different texture on this layout. So there I go, dabbing that round, and then I added the pink one as well onto the middle of some of the flower embellishments, just to add a bit more sparkle to this layout. So I think I'm just about done. No, I'm not. I decided I needed a few more Nuvo drops, so I grabbed a nice shiny brown one and just dotted those ones around each of the embellishment clusters. Although it was a pain to get out of the bottle, this one. It did not flow freely. It was a bit sort of claggy, and it pulled in a couple of places. It just went up. So I had a bit of a fight with that, but got them down and really liked how this layout looked. So here I am just finishing those off. A few more around. That top photo was taken when we were on holiday last year in Northumberland. So that's my layout all finished. Picking it up here for you to have a closer look at each of the embellishment clusters and each of those pretty cards. I love the wood grain one with that heart on. That's my favourite one from the whole collection. As I said, this is a YouTube hop. All the other participants are listed below, so do please hop on over to their YouTube channels to see what they've been up to. This collection is available now to purchase from Traci Reed. If you want to hop over to her blog, it is there. All the details are there, and you can purchase this and have a good play yourself. Thank you for stopping by. I'll hope to see you again soon. Bye bye for now.